Ground Yellow Line, Yellow Station.
La drogue. Oui, alors c'est nous. En fait, ouais, je pense que c'est ça.
Stranger snack, Felix? No. See what's in your backpack.
Ticket ready to exit the station. Please hold the handrail. As you exit the shuttle, please use the lifts behind the escalators for large luggage, pushchairs and oversized items.
Please do not leave luggage unattended anywhere on the station. Any unattended luggage will be removed without warning.
Merci.